Beyond the Mind's Prison: A Guide to Mindfulness and Personal Growth by David Pedro is a transformative audiobook designed to break the mental chains that many of us unknowingly impose on ourselves. People often program their minds with limiting beliefs, inherited from societal expectations, past experiences, and self-doubt. These paradigms create a mental prison, where individuals feel trapped in cycles of negativity, fear, and stagnation. This audiobook confronts these deeply ingrained patterns and offers a pathway to freedom through mindfulness and personal growth. By listening to this guide, you will begin to shift your mindset, opening yourself to a world of new possibilities. It challenges the assumptions and mental frameworks that keep you locked in self-sabotaging behaviors, replacing them with empowering thoughts, awareness, and mindfulness practices that allow you to reclaim control over your mind. The importance of listening to Beyond the Mind's Prison cannot be overstated. This is not just an audiobook but a tool for liberation, a guide that empowers you to break free from limiting beliefs, retrain your mind, and adopt a growth mindset that will lead to meaningful change in all areas of your life. By focusing on mindfulness, David Pedro shows how to become more present, aware of your thoughts, and better equipped to choose responses rather than react impulsively. It's about mastering your mind, improving emotional resilience, and embracing your full potential. The audiobook is available on all major platforms, including Audible, Spotify, Kobo, Walmart, Nook Audio, Libro, FM, Google Play, and Storytel. Please, share and spread the word because someone out there is waiting for this. Liberation. Let me tell you a simple story. The Prison of the Mind. The story of Charles. Charles had lived his entire life in the quiet English countryside. From a young age, he believed he understood the world. He believed in the rules of society, in the limits of his own abilities, and in the idea that life was about doing what was expected. His father had always told him, "Stay in your lane, Charles. This is the life we're meant to live. We work, we earn a living, and that's it." For decades, Charles embraced this belief. He worked in the same small factory his father had worked in. His days were a series of routines: waking up at 5 a.m., working a long shift, coming home to a simple dinner, and then going to bed. He dreamed of adventures, of a life filled with creativity and discovery, but his mind was quick to shut those thoughts down. "That's not for you, Charles," he'd say to himself, echoing his father's words. "Who are you to dream of more? Be grateful for what you have." As the years passed, Charles became numb to his desires. He convinced himself that he was content, but deep down, there was a nagging feeling of dissatisfaction. Whenever he felt an urge to try something new, like learning to paint, traveling to a new place, or even starting his own business, his mind would reject the idea. "It's too late for you," he would think. "You're too old, too inexperienced, too ordinary." It wasn't until he was lying in a hospital bed at the age of 75, diagnosed with terminal cancer, that Charles had a revelation. The doctor had given him only a few months to live. His body was frail, and his mind, though still sharp, was clouded with the weight of all the things he never did. As he stared at the ceiling one evening, it hit him like a tidal wave. He had spent his entire life believing a lie. He realized, with painful clarity, that his life had been shaped by the limiting beliefs instilled in him by others, and reinforced by his own mind. He had believed he wasn't worthy of more, that he couldn't take risks, and that life was about settling. But now, with only weeks left to live, he saw the truth. It was his mind that had kept him imprisoned. The rules he thought were set in stone were, in fact, just beliefs he had adopted without questioning. Charles began to think about all the dreams he had buried, dreams of painting beautiful landscapes, traveling to distant countries, or even writing a book about his life. He could have done those things, but he had been too afraid, too convinced by the mental prison he had built for himself. It wasn't the world that had stopped him, it was his own belief system, his mind. The mind's prison in everyday life. Charles's story is the story of so many people who live in what can be described as a mind prison. They allow their thoughts, past experiences, and the opinions of others to control their lives. Whether they realize it or not, They are trapped by limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and the fear of the unknown. Some people believe they are not good enough to succeed. They think, who am I to try something new? Who am I to stand out? These thoughts often come from past experiences, failures, criticism, or societal expectations, but instead of questioning these beliefs, they adopt them as truth. They settle into a life of mediocrity, believing that this is all they deserve. Others live in the prison of fear, constantly worrying about what might happen if they step out of their comfort zone. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I lose everything? These what ifs keep them paralyzed, afraid to take risks or pursue their dreams. They spend their lives playing it safe, even though deep down, they long for more. Some are trapped in the belief that they are victims of their circumstances. They think, I was born into poverty, and that's just how it is. They don't realize that their circumstances do not define them. While challenges are real, the belief that they are powerless keeps them stuck. Breaking free from the prison of the mind. It's only when people like Charles face the end of their lives that they often realize how much power they've given to their limiting beliefs. But the truth is, we all have the ability to break free from this mental prison. It starts with awareness, recognizing that these beliefs are not facts, but simply thoughts we have accepted as truth. Through mindfulness and self-reflection, we can begin to challenge these beliefs. When we hear that voice in our head saying, "You can't do this," we can ask, why not? Why can't we try something new, take a risk, or pursue our dreams? Often, the answer is that there is no real reason, only fear and self-imposed limitations. We also need to focus on what we can control, rather than obsessing over what we can't. We can't control everything that happens in life, but we can control our responses. We can choose to face our fears, to pursue growth, and to challenge the beliefs that hold us back. People struggling with poverty, sickness, or lack of opportunities often feel imprisoned by their circumstances. But even in the face of these challenges, it's possible to break free from the mind's prison. By shifting the focus from what they lack to what they can do, they can begin to take steps towards a better life. It's about small, consistent actions and a belief that change is possible. Affirmation for breaking free from the mind's prison. I am not defined by my past or my limitations. I have the power to create the life I desire. I choose to challenge my fears and take steps towards growth, no matter how small. I am in control of my mind, and I release the beliefs that no longer serve me. The power of liberation. Charles's story is a powerful reminder that we all have the ability to change the trajectory of our lives. We don't have to wait until the end to realize that we've been living in a mental prison. We can start today, by questioning our beliefs, embracing new possibilities, and breaking free from the limitations we've imposed on ourselves. Thank you for listening, and remember that this audiobook is available on all major platforms: Audible, Spotify, Kobo, Walmart, Nook Audio, Libro, FM, Google Play, and Storytel. Please share this message. Someone out there is waiting to break free from their mental prison, and by sharing, you could help them. Like, share, and subscribe to the Hot Spike channel for more life-changing materials.